G'day and welcome to iCultivate. My name's Steve. Now here's something that catches a lot of good gardeners off guard. You can do almost everything right with an avocado tree and still never see any good fruit. And the reason is almost always one decision made on that day that most gardeners don't even know about. So stick with me and that gardener will not be you. We're covering during this video tree types, correct planting, drainage and pollination, and most importantly, the underground threat that is silently killing avocados without you even knowing about it. And stay there right to the end where I'll give you 3 pro tips that can make the difference between a tree that just sits there and a tree that actually delivers. Now before you go planting out your avocado trees, there are a few things you need to be aware of. The first of those is, in order to maximize an avocado crop, you will need more than one tree. While you can just plant one tree and you will get some avocados, you will get many more by planting more than one tree. The reason for this has got to do with pollination. Interestingly, avocado flowers will open in the morning, close a few hours later, and then in the afternoon open again. But when they open the first time, they will be opening as either male or female. And then when they open in the afternoon, they'll be opening as the alternative gender. Now, what determines whether they are male or female to start with depends upon the classification of the avocado tree. That's where we get our A-type and our B-type avocados. So in order to maximize pollination and therefore maximize your avocado fruit crop, you need to have one type of A-type avocado tree and one type of B-type of avocado tree. The other thing that we've paid particular attention to here is the fact that we have placed diagonally opposite each other the same type of avocado tree. So this is a B-type avocado. That's a B type, and then on the other corners here we have 2 A types. Having the different types of avocado trees distributed in this little area like this will help us maximize that pollination during the flowering time and therefore produce a much better fruit crop. So that's the first point. It's definitely okay to plant just one tree, but if you do have the space, plant more than one. You won't regret it. So to plant in the ground or above it, whichever way you decide to go might not sound like a big deal, but it truly can make or break your avocado tree. I'll get to why shortly, but let's first look at how you get your avocado into the soil. We'll start by looking at getting the plant directly into the ground. So I've now got this hole dug, but it's important to note that the depth of the hole is not quite as deep as the root bowl. I actually, in this instance, because of the importance of drainage and because of the importance of not getting the bottom of the stem below the soil at any time, I'm actually going to keep this slightly above the original soil level. Watch and you'll see. So I'm cutting off the bottom. Now these roots, while they are quite compacted, they are reasonably healthy. So I'm just going to remove the excess. I'm going to place this into the hole like so. Make sure that the tree is vertical and well aligned. And then I'm going to backfill. Once we've backfilled, I will then remove the plastic bag. You can apply some pressure, but don't stand on it, just pressure with your hands. And now with that firmed down, I'll pull the whole plant out again. We've now got the hole size roughly what we need. Now remove the plastic bag. And that should fit nicely into that hole. So the other way to plant your avocado into your soil is to mound it up or to plant it above ground level. Now the truth is, this is probably the way I would recommend that you go, because if you have any doubt at all about the drainage of your soil, well then this is what you should do. So you'll notice that what I've actually done here is not just simply place the root ball of the avocado onto the top of the soil and then mound it up around the outside. I did experiment with that and did not have any success for reasons I'll talk about later. What I've actually done here is I've built a raised garden bed. I've backfilled that with good quality garden soil, and then it's into that I've actually placed this avocado tree. Now the bottom of the root bowl of this avocado tree was actually several inches above the actual soil level before I actually backfilled it in. So what I've done with this is I've in fact provided excellent drainage for this particular avocado tree, and this one's now been in for a couple of years. It was very small when it started, but it is really now starting to take off, and I'm hopeful that in another couple of years' time we're going to start getting some good fruit from this. Okay, so we've got our avocado tree now planted either into the ground or raised well above the level of the ground, depending on our drainage. What now? I notice that with this particular one, there are two things we need to attend to. The first of those is we have the graft here, and I notice that there is some growth that is emanating from very close to the graft. It's a little unsure whether this one is coming from the new crafted section or whether it's coming from the rootstock, but down here we definitely have a section that is coming from the rootstock, and we need to remove these. Just to play it safe, I'm going to remove this one as well. If we look here at the top, we've got flowers. Now that may seem really good and an indicator that the plant is really healthy, but this particular plant is only 3, maybe 4 years old, and this is too early for it to be flowering. What I want is for the energy that this plant produces to go down into root growth and root development. I certainly don't want the energy going in to the production of flowers and from those fruit. So I'm going to pinch off all of these flowers because I certainly don't want that happening now. So just prior to giving it a good water in, the last thing that we need to attend to is making sure that the base of the plant is really well mulched. Don't allow the mulch to go up to the base of the stem itself, because that can induce some collar rot. But what we make sure we do is that the surrounding area underneath the leaves is mulched. One last point that I would like to make is that avocados, just like many fruit trees, are surface feeders. Their roots get most of their nutrients from the soil that is near the surface. So that means that what we need to ensure is that we don't have grass growing up and around and near the actual plant, or certainly under the drop area below the actual leaves. So make sure that you keep that area clear of other plants growing, such as grass, and you keep that area well mulched. Now, I want to talk about what I think is one of the most important things that you can do to protect your avocado tree long term. It's about a little nasty organism that grows and develops in the soil called Phytopthera. Now, despite what you might read, it's actually not a true fungus, it's a water mold. And that distinction matters because, unlike a true fungus, it produces spores that literally swim through water in the soil. So waterlogged roots don't just stress your tree, they actively spread the problem through your soil and potentially to other plants nearby. And here's what makes it so insidious. It lives in the soil and it's patient. It doesn't announce itself. Your tree can look perfectly healthy above ground while the root system is quietly being destroyed below. The feeder roots, those fine roots your tree depends on to absorb water and nutrients, are the first to go. And once they're gone, the tree simply can't feed itself, no matter how good your soil is or how well you've been watering. By the time your tree looks sick, yellowing leaves, wilting dieback, the damage has already been done. And here's the cruel irony. Those symptoms look exactly like drought stress. So the natural instinct is to water more, which makes everything dramatically worse. Now we here on our property have actually experienced this Phytopthera problem where when we first planted out our avocados, I genuinely thought that the drainage in the soil was good enough for avocados. I dug a large hole, I thought I ensured that the drainage was sufficient, but after 6 months to 12 months, we found that the avocado trees died. So we decided to give it another go, but this time I was aware that drainage was an issue. So what I did was I made the hole into which we placed the avocados so much larger. But effectively all I really ended up doing was creating, I suppose, a big pool within the ground that just simply contained water and exacerbated the Phytopthera problem. And the last thing that we ended up doing is what I've demonstrated to you here. We actually mounded up significantly. We built large raised garden beds into which we planted the avocados. And this, 2 years later, seems to be effective. Previously, the avocados that we had attempted to grow had died well within 6 to 12 months. So this one has certainly lasted a much longer period of time. The good news is that it is largely preventable. Excellent drainage, choosing the right planting method, and being disciplined about not overwatering are your 3 best defences. There are also phosphonate-based treatments available that can help suppress it if you catch things early enough, worth talking to your local nursery about. But honestly, prevention is everything with this one. And that's exactly why everything we've covered today, the drainage, planting height, the soil preparation, it all connects back to this moment right here. So to reward those of you who have got this far through into the video, I've got some pro tips that I really would recommend you consider when it comes to planting your avocado trees. And pro tip number 1 is, if you're not surprised about this, it's make sure that you mound up your avocado tree. Drainage is everything with these to prevent that Phytopthera problem. So make sure that you mound up your avocado to ensure that fantastic drainage. Pro tip number 2 is to make sure that you match your A and B varieties of avocado to the climate where you are planting. Different avocado varieties are suited to different climates. So if you live in the colder climates versus the subtropical, you will find a variety specifically for your area. So make sure when you are selecting your A and B type avocados that you select ones that are suitable to your climate. So pro tip number 3 is be patient with your avocado. Give it at least a year. Make sure that you snip off or you pinch out those flowers that develop. Make sure that you remove any growth that occurs from below the graft, and generally be patient. If you're going to have a Phytopthera problem with the roots of your plant, while not definitely, it is likely that it will show its head in that time frame. So just simply be patient and you will be rewarded with, I hope, good avocados on your plants in the future. Now I hope you've enjoyed this video and been able to get something out of it. It's not all negative with avocado trees as I might have come across, but you do really need to understand the problems that you can overcome with the planning that you can put in place right at the beginning. So please make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and go to our website iCultivate.net and become a member of the community there. Thanks for watching.